Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the interview. I got my good brother, Akela O'Neal here. Some of y'all already know him, some of y'all may not. So I'm happy to introduce him to the ones who do not. But yeah, I'm excited to have you, man, because I know we're gonna have a good conversation. My guy, I got to see my guy speak on a huge level. Not we reconnected recently, and I got to see him really in his bag, so to speak, man. So it was a pleasure to see, and I'm happy to have you. Man, thanks for coming out. Appreciate you once again, man.
Oh man, Keith, the world don't even know, man, how much this means to me just to be here and see your growth, man. From the first time I was coming on here podcasting, just running my mouth, and to see that you used your PPE loans to get all this, man.
Right, you know what I'm saying? I sure did.
Shout out to my boy,
sure
man. I'm
did.
like, somebody made something of it because not enough people went to jail for me. But I'm just glad Keith has what he's shown, man. But nah, man, it's a blessing to see another black man, a black business, a black family just continue to evolve, man. You don't really see that a lot. So just to see it physically, I'm excited, bro.
Thank you, man. Well, educator, entertainer, comedian, speaker. All of it, man. Let's start from the beginning, man. Let's talk about where you grew up and what that was like.
Oh man, well, I represent sort of kind of dual citizenship, two cities, Compton and Watts, man, till the day I die. I grew up in Compton, mostly on the west side, Anthony's Park, the Piru area. Most of my early grade schooling was in the city of Compton. But I represent Watts too, the Nickerson Gardens, man. My family, my entire dad's side of the family, everybody, all my cousins, everybody, they all from those projects, man. So if I wasn't in Compton, I was in Watts. If I wasn't in Watts, I was in Compton, man. So from the hub to the dub always, man. That's just how I grew up. And in the hood is, I don't know.
And people have a perception of Compton, Watts, and just the whole LA in general. And that's, if you don't know about LA, if you do know about LA, that's on the east side of LA.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I'm an east side baby.
right. So, and I was talking to Tyler Kamani recently. She's from the east side as well. Okay. She kind of spent a lot of time on why she was talking about that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, what was that like? I mean, was it difficult? Was it pretty easy? Were you able to navigate? Do you have some challenges?
Man, I literally have a lot of the stereotypical African-American urban experience put on me, but I didn't let it define me, if that makes any sense. And so, like I grew up in the APs, I grew up on rap music, I seen it all. The best thing I can say was it was like a childhood dream, because now when I look back on it, a lot of my nostalgic memories are from the hard times. Just you see kids outside now. Like I remember it was 4th of July, right? So I was 13 trying to piece up some money to get some skyrockets. Now these kids are getting ARs with green lasers. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Like I was trying to sell candy at the school. Now these kids are scamming at 14, 15, man. So it's just, we millennials had a very unique experience to, even though we were coming up with the internet, we still went outside. And even though it was dangerous outside, had a very lasting impact. Like I know where everything's at, geographical location, addresses, streets, cross streets of gangs.
You know what? That's interesting.
Yeah, literally sure. the event you saw me at when they first came in contact with me. I'm sorry, not the event, but the parent workshop. When you saw me, when they first hired me and brought me on the team years ago, they were asking so many questions. Well, where is this at? Where is that? And they were like, how do you know where everything's at? I said, gangs. Literally. I had to learn my freeways, my streets, how to drive. I was a sober friend coming up, so I had to know where everything was at. I had to know who hood was over there, who hood wasn't, man. If they be tripping, do they dance over here? And I was a partier. I dance a lot. I love the music. I love dancing. And so that kept me out all the time, but it comes with consequences, man. You got to be careful.
See, and that's my follow-up question. What kept you out of the and maybe you were a part of it. I don't know. I'm assuming because I know you now, right?
We can talk. This free?
If you were, it's
safe
free.
Space?
It's safe space. So if you were, like, talk about that and how'd you navigate to where you are now, man?
My mom, man. My mom kept me in programs. My mom kept me busy. Even though I was outside, even though I've done things I'm not proud of. I've been in the streets, I've gotten in cars, I've thrown up my hands, I've been to jail, I've had to do things that I'm not, too proud of. I just never wanted to game bang. My cousins did it for me. So I'm like, I ain't about to do all that. They gonna do that. I'm trying to see what the life is about. But I think my mom, man, I owe my mom. My mom, she would have me, I'll be in the projects one month And then the next one, I'm at Griffin Park Boys Camp and being the only black kid in there. But I learned about Jews. I learned about Asian culture. I learned about upper class, even African Americans, man. Like, I didn't know it was other people, black kids that had money. You know, everybody I knew was from the hood. So when you go to these, you find these 2-parent homes. Parents came from, having their degrees and having their, established more. You see kids who were raised up not necessarily that they were better than us, but they were a little bit more privileged. So like I slept on the floor majority of my life.
Okay, so I mean,
so
and that's I mean, did you come from a 2-parent household?
No.
Okay, talk about that.
Man, it's something that I'm still trying to figure out now with having children myself. My mom's strong woman, my dad's strong man. It's just my dad never lived in the house.
But was he a present father?
He was present on what he had to do until I got until about middle school, and then he kind of emotionally detached himself, and then he was in his world, I was in my world. And I'm now at this age, 32, having 2 of my own sons at the same age, trying to figure out what that be like. Like
So how do you think that has affected your parent style because of, I guess, I don't want to say a strange relationship with your father, but not, not preferred, relationship with your father?
I mean, besides it's every day at my house, it's the Hunger Games with my kids. So, let's start there. I think with my dad, man, I had to learn how to forgive him, but I had to find out why. And that's the key point. We don't do enough research onto what happened to the individual for the individual to be able to act and respond. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna say exactly what's gonna happen because it's still my daddy, and I throw hands up on my daddy. But I was in therapy a couple months ago, and I was going through some stuff with my son and things like that. And I had to remember around this time when my son was 13, when I was 13, which is a huge trigger for me because that's when my dad kind of started, being him. He had a major catastrophic event happen to his life. I'm not gonna say what it is on here. And then I had to remember, like, dang, at the same age, 32, I'm like, if that would have, it almost happened to me multiple times. So I can only imagine what his mind was like going through that with my mom during their breakup and things like that.
Right.
And so that made me forgive him even more.
For sure.
You get what I'm saying? Like, as a man. Now, as my daddy, I'm gonna still be like, nigga, you need to do better. Like, what's going on? There's no excuses on that part because I go hard for mine.
Right.
But I still took the time to learn how to forgive him even more. Now I'm constantly forgiving. Forgiveness is not a one-time thing. It's a constant thing.
It gets to a point where, because even myself, now I have my own children, I forgive my parents, and I'm older than them when they had me. So I'm even like, oh, I see why it was difficult. I get it. So you do give grace when you become a certain age. You realize you don't have it all figured out.
Well, I had my first kid at 18. The next time I had another kid by the time I was 19. My ex-wife, she already had a son. So that's technically I had 3 kids by the age of 20.
Wow.
Boom.
So let's
here we go. It's about to get funny
we
now.
Here now.
Let's tell the jokes. Let's tell the jokes.
Since we here now, what a commitment to make at such a young age, right? To even get married.
Yeah. Oof.
Talk about what made you do that, or how'd you even come to that, or I mean, well, let's start a little bit. 18, you're right out of high school.
Okay.
Right? What high school did you go to?
I went to King Drew. Yeah.
You went to King Drew. Shout out King
home
Drew.
of the Eagles.
Yeah, you got some King Drew people watching this.
Hey, King Drew, what's the deal? Class 09, man. We out here, man.
So you decided to get married right after high school. What was the reason for that?
Well, I had a lot going on in a small amount of time. So I had my first kid out of high school. I'm gonna tell y'all the story because y'all know I don't care. I found out about him in June. He came in August.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's start. Let's start right there. Right. Grad night, I was toe up. Didn't know what was going on, man. And then I was on my way to Morehouse, and went. But my son had got real sick. He was born August 31st, and then a week later, he had got spinal meningitis. And so I came back, and it was just too much to happen. Like, I was on my way to do my thing in HBCU, but then he got sick. He was literally born the first day of school. So I had to come back, go to Southwest and kind of figure that out. But then around that same time, I met my ex-wife, who I already knew, and she had a son already, but he was around. He my son too. Boom. And then she ended up getting pregnant with my second son. And so then here I am, around 20, 3 boys.
Wow.
At 20 years old.
And married.
No, not yet. So this is one of the reasons why I was like, let me people was throwing that in my ear.
Of
So
course, right.
like that's the thing that you do. And I thought that's what you're supposed to do, right? I
Right.
thought
Of
you have
course.
kids, you get married,
Of course.
not understanding now at 32 how much I had, man, I have a total different perspective on relationships,
Yeah.
man, by just having baby mamas, 3 of
Right.
them. At a matter of fact, yeah, I said 3. That's a lot. I know, pray for me. But I had to I just wanted to do the right thing, or what I thought was the right thing, man.
And I mean, and that's once again, like I said, man, I'd have I could have easily been in your situation, you know. I ain't proud of what I did, but you know, when I was 18, 19, you know, Planned Parenthood was around the corner. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we talking about that?
So
I didn't.
so,
I said the ones that made it. Hold on,
we gotta get there. So, but I'm saying how. So
yeah,
to judge would be, it would be a more, you know,
no,
incredible
yeah,
sin, right? Because anybody could, if you're doing it in high school, you could be next. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
So you graduate high school, you in college, now you have 3 kids, 2 baby mamas, right? At this moment.
At this moment, yeah.
And what happened? How long did the marriage last?
Bro, we had, it was such a blur. We were young, man. We were young and toxic and stupid.
Yeah, I
and
couldn't
dumb.
tell you at 20 years old what I was on.
I'm like, how the heck was I raising children? Like, I didn't even.
You know how to raise, you still raising yourself.
Bro, I'm just now learning how to raise me, and I'm 32. You get what I'm saying? And so I look back on it now, and I forgive her. We have our disagreements now, and we have our different parenting styles. But I look at it as that going through that let me know that I still believe in marriage, but I understand now, like, I'm not playing with it, right? And so I had a lot of pressure, bro. Like, we were toxic. We were getting into it, arguing, fighting, going through phones. I'm still cheating. You know how I go when you 19, 20.
Everybody talks at 20, man.
Yeah, but toxic, bro. Went to jail.
Bad, right.
Call my case. Went to jail. Didn't fight. Going back and forth with her. It was just trying to just living fast. I wasn't talking to my family, not family, but I was kind of like in my own.
Yeah,
you know,
bro, you're going through something.
Yeah,
you still trying to prove yourself as a man at that age and not listening, a little hard headed. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's interesting that now I look back on it and say that really happened.
So, man, I'm incredible. Okay, so I just want to, I want to get to the third baby mama because we got. Can we understand the first 2?
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So you said the marriage lasted how long?
Can I say this online? About a year. About a
hey
year.
Man, I mean that's a great look, man. Relationships that last 3 months and at 19 was considered successful.
Yeah,
so
we broke up, then we got back together, and then we broke up again, and that was the final time. And because I had here come my 4th child. She had got pregnant with my oldest daughter. My oldest daughter is the only kid that was made while I was married, so I think she going to heaven. So but she was conceived, and then but I didn't know, so we had separated. I started doing my thing. She's living her life. She's pregnant. I'm doing my thing.
But you still on baby mama number 2 here.
I'm still on baby mama number 2.
But you're technically.
I have 3 at this moment.
Technically got 4 kids, but you got 3.
3 biological children, 4 altogether. Yes,
you're a grown man at this time.
Woo, moving fast, man.
Okay, so talk to me about that. And you end up
Yeah, so we separated. She had my daughter, then we ended up getting back together. Then I went to jail, and then we got into it again. I went to jail.
If you don't mind sharing, if you can.
Let's do it.
What'd you go to jail for?
It was back and forth domestic. I ain't never raised my hand. I ain't never balled my fist. I'm real. Y'all can look this up on the whatever. I got paperwork. So doing that, just fighting over the phones, just being young. You already know how it go. And that's one of the, and I want to say this, and I'm not justifying it. I feel like a man should always be able to, restrain himself. And I feel like women should be able to restrain themselves. But when we start really cognitively thinking, 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds, they're teenagers. Nobody wants to admit that, but think about when you was being stupid and toxic and dumb and fighting on your phone and arguing and yelling.
Right, especially when you're cheating and stuff. Yeah,
we know grown people. Right. We know 40-year-olds that can't handle that.
Right.
What? Jonathan Majors was just outside on some BS. You get what I'm saying? Right. And he got millions. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So, just all of that was a lot, and that's what I went to jail for. I called that was another thing. So I got the record, messed up my job, so I was in between jobs trying to figure it out, thugging, like he really trying to figure it out, man. I'm homeless.
I can't tell you how similar of a story that I've heard. That particular story,
yeah.
I mean, it's closer than you know,
bro. I was in the, I started crying. I remember we didn't have nowhere to go, and my baby boy was a baby. I learned how to make smoothie bottles because I was sleeping in the car with my son. Nobody
Yeah.
knows these things. That's
Wow.
why I want to get into comedy and podcasts. I'm telling y'all about stuff that y'all will never even know.
Incredible, man. Because like I said, that just changed your whole life.
Yeah.
In a moment's
At-
notice, right?
Yeah, I still got more. I lived a life, bro.
So okay, so let's continue. So
Mhm.
so you end up okay. We on kid number 3.
Yeah.
What's next?
So kid number 3, and then me and her separate. So now I'm just kind of like living. And if you guys don't know, I have a church background. I serve at my. I love Jesus. Let's start there, right? Let's just go on it. I don't have enough conversation for the titles for all these things that we make important, but if you asked me earlier, why was my success is because my mom gave me a foundation with God, and that has stuck with me through whatever. And honestly, I get more respect as the minister, the servant of the church now by just being Akela instead of trying to be this old uppity super. No, just loving people the way God loves it, man. And that's kept me in. So I was, just trying to figure it out. And then next thing you know, I meet another young woman, and then here come my baby.
So and how old was you at this point?
Amara's 7. So I'm 32. So I think I was like 25, 26.
Okay, so some time in between.
Yeah, it was some time.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
right,
So
all right.
Amara's 7. Mhm.
So you've been a father your whole life,
My whole
right?
I've never not my entire 20s, and even now I've been a father. I
So
never.
so let me ask you this, because for all the men fathers out there want to be fathers, already are fathers.
Mhm.
You have quite an experience
Mhm.
from a young age.
Mhm.
What's a piece of advice you would give to conquering fathership?
Conquering fathership. I'm 32. I got 14. I'm about to have 14 years in. I have 4 children, 5 that I consider. The best thing I can do, man, is go get you some help. Go get you some therapy. You need to start battling whatever demons that was placed upon you, so you will eventually learn how to not to bleed onto your children. Because I had my kids young, most of my children grew up with me. And so I have to now do a lot of work to make sure that now they're at that age to where these are the ages that defines them. So that's the first thing. Go get you some therapy, man. I don't care if you think you don't need it. Go find out who you are, find out your triggers, get some understanding of your lineage, your mother's side, your dad's side. Really do the work, because I always tell my children, you're going to be a child for a moment. You're gonna be an adult for a long time. And I refuse for you to be making my name look bad out here in these streets when I didn't scrub toilets so you can have the best of the best. You crazy. You better be a great person, the best, you know. Second, I honestly, and this might not be a popular opinion, but I think that fathers should take at least 80 to 90% of the raising of children.
Come on, man. Let's get into
Let's
this.
do it. You want to do it? Let's do it.
Let's go viral, man. Come
Let's
on.
go viral. Black fathers should take on 80 to 90% of raising the children. And I'll say it like this: if you have a son, Black women, if you are in a co-parenting situation, and if you have a son who is between, I'll give you some grace, 9, 10, 11, you should be emotionally, mentally, spiritually planning to let your son move with his father. Unless it's some type of abuse, unless if he works overseas, there's some major things that's stopping that. I promise you, you will save yourself a lot of stress, and you will put your son in a very good developmental space. We seen it in Boys in the Hood. The moment Trey started thinking he was because you got to think your body is changing.
Mom don't scare me no more.
No, bro.
It's
I
different.
remember I used to be like, "Mama, call my dad," because like at this point we just going back and forth. You yelling and screaming and mad and hitting me, going upside my head. I'm
And
trying to
it's
get this
like,
over with.
I'm just gonna take the belt from you.
Please. If my dad, I swear to God, telling this, if I was to live with my dad at an earlier age, I promise you, I'll probably be in a whole different position, right?
I mean, listen, I ended up moving with my father when I became a teenager.
You see,
and it was like perfect timing.
What age though?
14 to 15.
Yeah, see,
14,
I
15.
didn't move with my dad until I was 17.
Okay.
And I was already,
You was
I'm
already
already,
there.
I'm already regret,
Right.
I'm already pissed off at him because we ain't
Right.
been really vibing, right? So now you want me to come over here trying to take me from my mom's situation.
But
and
it still shaped you, because even
Yeah.
at that age, you're still growing up.
I think
Still growing up.
it shaped me how not to be, because I was still kind of spoiled being under my
Right.
mom, but going to my dad, he a street dude, project baby. So
Certain things different.
yeah, so clean. That's your soap. That's your toothpaste. You clean up
Yep.
behind yourself. So I did get
Wash
a lot
your
of
own
that.
clothes.
Wash your own clothes.
Yep.
all of that. He didn't all of
Right.
that.
I know,
Don't
right.
use my
Shut up.
condoms. Don't
Right.
use my don't do none of that. Don't
It's
touch none of
different.
that. And I'm still like that with my kids now. Especially my son, right? But I tell him just ask me, but just don't touch my stuff. But ask me. You get what I'm saying? Like, dang, man. But yeah, that's what happened.
No, man. I mean, and and shout out to the fathers who do take that up on them to
Yeah.
understand that that's important. So, but I gotta, also ask, what would you say about the young girls are growing up? Because you mentioned, especially if
Okay.
they have young boys,
Um,
you said 80, so that 80 to 90% apply for young men, or like, come on now, I just want to get clear on this,
okay.
because you
Okay.
got daughter
So
too, so you know
I
what's
have
up.
2 daughters, right?
Let's do it.
I have 2 daughters. One is 9 and one is 7. 2 different mothers, 2 different, styles, right? I know that women should be under the woman because there's a lot of things that I'm not even gonna be understanding that,
Ain't
ain't
trying
even
to go
trying to
there,
go there,
right?
right? But I do think fathers should put a little bit more effort into the development of their daughters. Simply because, like my 9-year-old, for example, I'm already teaching her how not to just shut down. So now you and your feelings, because I can't read your mind. Communicate. Take a deep breath, communicate with me so I can be able to help you. But you just shutting down, having an attitude and thinking the world is going to revolve around you, that's not going to fly because some man ain't going to be able to take that. And so I'm already showing them, like, you can come to daddy. I'm your first protector. Talk to me, open up. This is a safe space. But then also when you're communicating with your brothers and things like that, express yourself. Talk. Don't just get mad and shut down. Nope. We're all here to help you.
And I have 2 daughters,
Mhm.
so I got to join that. Which, like, I think that we men, fathers,
Mhm.
you create the emotional balance
Absolutely.
of a woman. That's why it's very important for you
Absolutely.
to at least be there 50%. I agree with
I
you on
give
the young boys.
75,
Right, right.
bro.
Yeah, hey, I ain't
Because
mad at that.
watch, the reason why is because look, check this out, bro. Check this out. Uh, the moment her body started changing, you are no longer a factor. What we have done is we have demonized. I'm gonna stay with blacks because I'm talking about our daughters.
Mhm.
We have demonized our black girls about them being fast, them being promiscuous, them looking at little boys and all that. But what you think was gonna happen? Her
Right.
body's changing every
Much
month.
faster than boys as well. Yeah.
Every month at the age of 12, one of
12
my
and up.
really 11, 12,
Yeah,
13,
yeah.
every month her body is telling her that she needs to get pregnant. And we
Right.
all know, being adults, we know that your body does certain things when it's time to get pregnant.
Right.
And so now we're demonizing little 13-year-old, 12-year-old girls because the problem is we have not done the proper training to teach them. So we should teach them, encourage them that your body is changing. These things are happening instead of just calling them fast. And most of these women don't have daddies.
So and so let me ask you: you think that is daddy issues a real thing?
Absolutely. 100%. 100%. 100%.
What if a woman has daddy issues?
Oh, let's do it.
What's
Okay.
what are some signs that a woman has daddy issues?
Um,
This is gonna be the one right here.
I think the respect on how she communicates. So I realize that a lot of women who don't have daddy issues, they feel like that they're running what we got going on. No.
You mean who do have daddy
Yeah, I'm
issues?
sorry, who do have
Yeah.
daddy issues. They feel like they're running what's going on. It's like, no, I'm the man. No, sweetheart, we follow my pace. Yeah, you're the prize. That's cool, but I can tell you, ain't no man ever sat you down and told you that your stuff stink. You ain't all that. I can tell. I can literally tell women and how defensive they are. Here, let's you want to go viral, let's go viral. So this walls and barriers and these senses of abandonment because their dads left them, their dads never showed them love, their dads never spoken to their lives, and these are little girls. Like, we have so much of power in who we are, is that use that to your advantage. Your son already gonna want to be like you anyways by watching you, but your daughter needs you to watch and talk to her because the majority of her life is getting her security based on what men say and do. You
Yeah.
can't, it's not just one. You got to be able to pour into her because the world is telling her so many things, but you're the one who tell her who she is. I give it to you biblically and I'll let you go to the next question. Eve was not called Eve by God. God called her woman. Adam called her Eve. Adam is the one who gave her name. who she is, how powerful she is, and what's going on. From the word says, look it up. I'm kind of paraphrasing, but it says that your name shall no longer be called woman, but you shall be called Eve. God didn't say that, Adam did, if that's what you believe. And so now I have learned over 32 years, my daughter's entire identity is based off who I tell them that they are. So when I tell them that they're queens, when I tell them that they're strong, that they're powerful, that they're amazing, my 7-year-old, she's the most competitive out of all my kids. When we walk into that $1,000 a month gymnastics, you a beast. You the best. We killing everything in here. You amazing. You're beautiful. You're powerful. You saying that when you coming off vote. You saying that when you on pose. I say, what? You amazing. You powerful. Her daddy. Call me. What's up? We good? She have a whole meltdown. Take a deep breath. We good. You got an assignment that you got to do. I'm here. I'm with you. We can cry about it later. But you got a job to do. Her dad.
Yeah.
With also the discipline too, though.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that we have to say, because I'm the disciplinarian with majority of my kids, but mostly my daughter with her mom, I'm the disciplinarian. When you call dad, dad is going to get disappointed. Dad is going to be on your head. Dad is going to, because you should already know better.
You know, and that's man, and I have to agree with you. Man, I'm sitting there listening. I'm like, man, I feel the exact same way.
Absolutely, bro.
The importance, and like I have no sons. So I have 2 girls, and I'm like, yo, this is, I got to make sure they don't have any issues revolving around their relationship with their father.
Yeah.
So
The
that
ones
way
that
they
you can
are.
control, though. It's
For sure.
Life is gonna happen. Life is gonna.
I'm not perfect, right? And I miss shots sometimes,
Yeah.
right? Gotta ask you this question, and then we'll move on from this. But you mentioned that you have 4 different mothers of your children, 3 different mothers of your children. How do you manage that?
And I was gonna make a joke, but I had to really think about it, because my own mother sometimes trips out about how much I manage. My mother. And bro, it's 3 different personalities, and they don't understand. And if they see this, I'll still say it again. They don't understand that it's only one of me, but it's 3 of y'all. It's only one of me, but it's 4 of them. But it's only one of me. And all of you guys are depending on me to help manage you and 4 of them. But none of y'all's lifestyle is to help manage me. And that's what makes me the man. That's what makes me the man. I'm constantly trying to figure out how to keep balance, because it's one kid, one child, and one mother over here. Then we got 2 kids and another mother over here. And then we got another mother over here with 1 child. It's a lot. I have had to battle. Again, I had my kids early. So who you're talking to at 32 is not the young man that was, 10 years ago. I had no idea. I still don't know what I'm doing, but I know how to be better. I know how to be more patient. I just had a full-blown outside ghetto in my son's face this past Sunday. My oldest son had his mama come over. We fussing, we fighting, we it's family. It's a family situation.
Right.
And
Getting it in, right.
we getting it in. And people downplay that type of stuff, but this is reality. And I'm just trying not to make sure that I don't have to stand behind my son giving his eulogy. That's all I'm trying to do.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And with any of my children, anybody, your kids, I want to make sure, like, I don't want the call. I'm tired of the call. So I'm doing everything I can to put these kids in the best situations. And with the women, it's like I'd rather just be the bad guy. Yeah. People don't know what they've done to me. People don't know that they've been in their feelings, vindictive. They use the kids against me. We were young, so all these things have happened. You can't see them because I'm mad and yeah. And these things happen. They go on, move on, get new relationships. Now they new relationships. These niggas is acting weird for no reason. I ain't did nothing to them. All I want to do is pick up my kids. It get quiet when that's the reality though. I don't want her. I never wanted her. Why I gotta go through all of this back and forth drama? Because I want to pick up my kid. For real? But y'all got kids. It blows my mind, man. And every time I talk to a lot of single moms who don't have fathers in their children's lives, they be telling me like, dang, that's not fair. Dang, I wish
I have this philosophy around this, right? The men who want to be there have a difficult time. The men who do not care have the easiest time.
See, you said it too cute for me. I'm gonna say it how I want to say it. The men who do what they supposed to do for their kids got the hard baby mamas. The Negroes who ain't gotta do nothing for their kids got the best baby mama. They don't gotta pay
I don't
child
understand
support.
it.
They
What
don't
is
gotta
this?
pay. They don't gotta go to court. These niggas, oh, he just come when he come. I don't have to. I don't charge him child support. You don't charge him child support.
No, it blows my mind. It blows my mind.
How does any man? And I'll say this, and if any man hear this, we can step outside. How do you wake up every day and go to sleep every night and know you have a seed and you decide not to provide or take care of that seed?
No, it blows my mind too.
You,
It
sir,
does.
are you deserve the right. You deserve the firing squad. You deserve the gallows, whichever way. You deserve the chair. If the zombie apocalypse was to come tomorrow, y'all are some of the first people we getting rid of so we can survive as a people, because obviously you not fit. You don't even want to take care of what's yours. How am I supposed to expect you to protect me against the zombies and you don't even want to take care of your kid?
Take care of your responsibility.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it does happen that way, and I would say I have a very, very unique situation.
Oh, see, look, we bonding.
Right. I have a very unique situation with the mother of my child, well, my oldest child.
Okay.
We have a great relationship.
Mhm.
We've been able to co-parent since she's been born.
Mhm.
We've had our run-ins, but we've never got to the point where we've had to play that game, that
Mhm.
custody game.
The drama.
I'm not on child support. She's not on child support. And we've always been able to come to a point where this works out best. We've always put the kid first. So
Yes, sir.
I always give her a lot of credit. So shout out Jasmine if she ever catches this, right?
Shout out Jasmine.
Right.
Hey, I'm
I
a
give
cash
her-
apper. Somebody
I give her
go.
credit because I say, hey, I tell her we are the epitome of what co-parenting is.
Bro.
It looks like when you're not together.
Yeah.
She's married,
Mhm. Amen.
and she's actually expecting right now. So
Oh, congratulations.
yeah, so so I'm so proud of her. I'm
Mhm.
so proud of us.
You going to the wedding? Oh,
yeah, I'll be at the
You
wedding.
going to
for
the baby
sure.
shower too?
Oh yeah, for sure,
Congratulations,
for sure.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
even her husband, like we're locked in. He takes care of my daughter.
Bro,
Like I gotta give him.
Can
you
I
know
be
what I
honest
mean?
on here?
Come
I
on, man.
wish I could have that, bro.
I feel it.
And
Yeah.
if
It ain't
he
there.
see it, her see it, I wish I can have that.
Yeah, I wish
in-
you could too.
I'm in a
Real
different space, bro.
Yeah.
I last year, almost during this time, I was fighting for my life. Literally last year. I was recovering from a bad situation. I had caught COVID for the second time. That's why my whole
Jeez.
comedy career has been up. I mean, it went down, not down, but it took a
It took-
hiatus
it took a hit.
because I caught COVID twice in 1 year, bro.
Yikes.
The second time I caught pneumonia. So I
Oh.
was in ICU fighting for my life.
Oh,
This was just last year. Coming out of that changed my entire perspective about who I am, who I want to be, where I want to go, my purpose, and my freedom of speech. I wish I had that, bro. I wish I can go to my ex-wife and her husband, and we all just be cool, and we all raising these kids, and
Yeah.
because it's not that freaking serious.
no, and like I said, that's why I give us so much credit, because I think that we are what people should be.
Yes, sir.
It's the example of what to get to. So
My hat's off to you, bro.
thank you, man. It's work.
And
I
let me
take
say this:
both
you should
credit.
bring her on here so people can. I don't really know too many full-blown healthy co-parenting situations. So
what?
you should talk to her about that, because she might
She's actually brought that up before. That should
confirmation,
be. So
bro. My bad.
I guess she's
Do
been
it,
right.
bro.
But I want to jump into your comedy career,
Okay,
man.
yeah,
because
I can start being crazy now.
because you have established yourself as a comedian,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
that's a difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the beginning of when you even got into comedy.
Oh man, so it was around the first time I had COVID, man. No, a little bit before then. I was just trying to find something to counteract my mental health issues, right? I've always loved comedy. I've loved it since I was a kid. I've always studied and watched it. I remember listening to Richard Pryor tapes, like records. That's how I'm old school, right? People always said I was naturally funny, I'm charismatic, and things like that. I just started, and I'm still trying to figure this out. Like, I'm still trying to figure out my comedic voice, my cadence, what I talk about, what I like to talk about, who I am, and things like that. Because I'm also old school. My bread and butter will be stand up.
Okay.
I'm stand up till I die. You should to control a room. I went to go see Kevin Hart a couple months ago, and to see an entire stadium come to see one person,
One guy, right?
make them laugh, not music to where you can get distracted, not to make them laugh, right? And it's just such a joy. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. 98% of my comedy is from my pain. I literally had to just live life and find the funny and the joy in it. Like having 3 baby mamas, it sound hard.
It's funny. It's a lot of jokes in that, though.
It's a huge jokes, bro. Do you know that my dating life is trash?
So let me ask that. Like, what is that like when you you meet it when you meet a chick, and you gotta and you gotta put
and that's you got to say that off the bat. I can't like
yeah,
hide that. I
right,
can't.
right, right. You gotta come with like a first date.
And
Like, what is that?
I be meeting girls, and meet niggas like niggas be lying about their kids. That's crazy.
So you sitting down with a
Okay,
woman,
okay.
and this is your first date. What do you
Um,
how do you even break
so
that?
usually, let me keep it a buck. Women, most of the time, and this is since I've been a parent, those are one of the things that they ask during the text messaging.
Right.
You know,
You
they
got any
want to know,
kids?
do you have children? And it's my job to respond truthfully because I could just be like, yeah, I do. But nowadays, y'all, you know, black women, they the FBI. There is no way in the world I can be able to hide my kids. She would have had a picture of my daughter's baby shower, like, oh, so you wasn't here 7 years ago posing pictures like that. I'm like, oh wow, how did you find that? But it's actually, you know, when it's hard when you meet women who don't have children.
Okay, for sure.
That's
Right.
when it's like you can mess around with them, but unless she really showing you what's up, it ain't gonna work. But
How how does it usually go when you have to answer that question? Like, she asks you, "Oh, do you have children?" And you respond, "I have."
oh, okay, I'm gonna tell you. I'll tell you. So one time, the girls were like, "How many kids you got?" And I said 4, and she said, "Ooh." I said, and I always my thing is, I hope you don't run away, right? And then she was this the next question. You know, this the major one.
Right.
How many baby mamas? I think the only thing that gives me grace is that my 2 of my baby mamas and one of them was my wife. I was young.
Yeah, for
I
sure, for
think
sure. You kind of don't get, you kind of get a little pass for that,
my
right?
third baby, the third mother of my child, is I was a little bit older, but still,
Still
bro,
young.
still, I was still 25, man. It's hard. I'm not even gonna lie. You have to really find a woman who's really gonna put
What's
up with it.
what's been like the worst, like funniest reaction you've gotten from having to?
Oh, I this is a constant reaction. They always say, "Oh, I can see why you got 4 kids." Oh, yeah, you. They always assume that I'm just some promiscuous dude, that I'm just out here in the streets. I'm like, 2 of my children come from the same woman. I'm definitely, I don't have that about me. But I think one girl, one girl thought I was lying. One girl really thought that I was lying about having 4 children, right? And she couldn't believe it. I showed her a picture of my children. Do you know what this girl said? She said, "Y'all look too much alike. Those must be your siblings." I said, "Wow."
That's the opposite reaction I would think
You
of
be
somebody, right?
yeah, because my children look like me. So it's like
Okay,
not
right.
no halfway in, halfway out. But I think what I do love about it is that you always get mamas though. Oh yeah, mothers are
Yeah, well,
always,
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
easy.
Once, because then anybody tripping off really having
No.
no more kids or whatever. It's just different.
And all my kids are older too, because it's like I couldn't have no, like, if you a black man and you trying to be out here dating and your kid
You're
is
under
2 and
two,
under,
yeah.
you're crazy. No black woman is going to take you seriously. She's the first thing that she's going to say is, "Yeah, he's still sleeping with her. I know he's still connected. I know he's still committed
For
to."
sure,
For sure, for
for
sure.
sure. But yeah, man, just I had to ask that, but just to get back to the comedy.
Yeah, yeah.
You say you started about
Last year.
last year.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I was trying to get on the open mic scene, just trying to learn it, man. But life was life, and bro, I was sick, and then coming out of it, and then with comedy, it's such a grassroots situation. You really got to pay your dues. Like, unless you, and because me, I didn't really get on the social media train as far as content. I'm learning it. I'm trying to understand it because I'm very animated and I can do things. But it's more so like I was telling you, the setting up the camera, the go on, the action. I never really saw it fully going on. But again, stand up is my bread and butter. But I felt like I wasn't in a place. I did more writing and with going through it last year, coming into this year, than any time I've ever done. I literally would just write things. I have on my phone just notes of just jokes and situations and things that I can make
So
funny.
like what kind of led you there? Was, I mean, did something happen and you was like, I'm just about to go for it? Was it something you was always had that back in your mind? Like, what made you just lean into it?
I know what, I went to the Laugh Factory. So the year before, so that was a January of last year. So then the September of the year before, I went to the Laugh Factory, and my first time ever going, I went, and Kevin Hart popped up, and he did his thing, and he was doing
Hmm.
a lot of his jokes that was preparing him for his tour. So I was
Hmm.
able to see because his father was dying. So a lot of the jokes was about him taking care of his dad, black people stuff. But they were really good compared to some of the stuff I've seen recently from him, right? No shade, Kevin Hart, go. The dude who came after Kevin Hart had me on the floor. I crying. His name is Black Ron. He had me he came after Kevin Hart, and he was able to hold his own after the #1 comedian in the world.
Yeah.
Had and there's no shade to Kevin's performance and things like that, but I said to myself, I want that level of confidence. That's what I said. To be able to come after somebody who's worth hundreds of
Who's
millions of
considered
dollars,
one of the greatest of all
who's
time.
considered one of the greatest of all time, who has a filmography repertoire, who had a scandal and bounced back through it.
Hard, easy,
Easy
bounce.
One of the easiest black scandal. I said, boy,
you made a special about
money, made money. The world was getting ready to crucify Kobe.
Yeah.
Crucify Kobe.
They did crucify him.
They did crucify him. They still bring it up. I can't remember the last time somebody brought up Kevin Hart in his tape. I can't remember.
I forgot he had one.
You will never forget Kobe.
Right.
We still get mad about it now. Like, man, that white girl messed us. Like, we still get pissed off about it, right? But seeing that comedian come after another comedian, it changed my life. And it just said, I want to do that. I want to be able to make people laugh when they hurting. Because when you laugh, man, laugh is such a powerful thing, man. When you make somebody laugh or can get them through their day or get them through their week, I feel like that you have done the greatest thing on earth is just to make somebody laugh, give them joy, natural joy, man, pure joy. Just how guys just shoot the stuff, man, just laughing, man. Because I don't know what type of day you had.
Right.
You don't know what type of day I had.
Right.
I mean, yesterday we was in war, you know,
right.
in LA. We didn't know where to go. But other than that, I don't. You might not tell me everything that's going on with your wife and your kid like that, right? But you might tell me something funny that make me laugh, or I might tell you something to make you probably ain't laughed all day.
Right.
You know, so that's why I decided, like, man, I'm gonna start this, man. I just haven't really. At the time, I didn't really know which lane to go, but I'll tell you the reason why is because comedy is not my purpose.
Okay. Talk to me about that.
I am an educator by heart, educator and speaker by heart.
Yeah. And like I said, I've seen you in that capacity.
Yes, sir.
And I can definitely say it's fitting.
I appreciate that, bro.
It's fitting.
That I get teary-eyed, man. I'll take my sunglasses off. I get teary-eyed because I never knew for such a long time what I'm supposed to do here on earth.
You know, something that you said when you were on that stage, I don't know how long ago this was, but I remember it stuck with me, right?
About 2 months.
Somebody asked you, they said, like, what do you do when you get like frustrated or you just feel like you can't take no more? And you simply said, you looked at it, you said, drink some water and go to therapy.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, like that was like the way you answered it was so simple. It wasn't this difficult thing you have to do. It's like, take a moment, do something that's good for you, drink some water, and go talk to somebody.
Bro, look, I just got this tattoo. I'm gonna read it out loud. It's a fist. Can I show? I can show.
Yeah.
Sure. My bad. I forgot. We high tech now. We wasn't like this a couple years ago,
no,
y'all. Y'all see the money. I don't know which way. Okay. Can you see it?
Oh, you see it, yeah.
All right. It's a fist, and it's got the Pan-African colors on here, and it's a quote under it. And it says, "The first lesson a revolutionary must learn is that he is a doomed man. Unless he understands this, he does not grasp the essential meaning of his life." I got that tatted.
Who said that?
Dr. Huey P.
That's what it is.
Newton.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna say it again. Dr. PhD. A lot of people don't know that.
Nah.
Huey P. Newton. And I got that just a couple months ago because that's when I really discovered my purpose. Because I realized that I'm not alive for myself. I'm alive for other people. I do this for the culture. I do this for the children. I do this for the community. I don't want to be rich. I don't want a whole bunch of money if I can't change my people, if I can't help my people, help the community. And it's a sacrificing thing. Afeni told Shakur, like, you got to be careful when you're dealing with the people because the people are hurting. The people are sick. The people are dying, man. And with that, it comes hard, man. But becoming an educator, becoming that encourager, that speaker is like, you don't have to pay me to do that.
Yeah.
I'm back in school now to get the paperwork and to get into the classroom and get a more structured situation.
Yeah.
But on top of that, that's because I have 4 children to take care of.
Right.
So how dare I try to go jump into something when my children need benefits?
Yeah. No, I make
so
sense.
Right now, I say it out loud. I scrub toilets for 2 different companies. a school district and a private hospital. I scrub toilets. I clean behind people. I got a ton of jokes for being a custodian. That's a, come to my open mic next Monday. I got some stuff cooking up, but I do the dirty work because I want to be able to say like I did this for this to happen. So I don't call myself a custodian. People ask me what I do for a living. Oh, I work for a school. But who I am, I'm an educator, man. Like that. I never, man, Keith, I get teary eyed, bro. I wish people would understand the pain in this, man, because I had 4 kids by the time I was 25. I was 18 with a kid. I was 21 with 3 kids, married. I didn't been to jail. I didn't got my record stuff. I thought all hope was. I didn't lost a ton of friends along the way. I didn't. My grandmother dying a few years ago was the catalyst to my mental health journey. So now I'm finding out that I'm dealing with ADHD. I'm on the spectrum as far they call it neurodivergent Asperger. It's kind of like in that spectrum, but now my anxiety is off the ricker. So when my grandmother passed away, her death was like the catalyst for all of this untapped pain that I never processed. We talking about 30 years of just pain that you never had the chance to talk about. I had an anxiety attack last week at the job. Didn't even know. Like, what the heck is going on? Because
Right.
my body, even though I have the tools up here, because I'm going to therapy, I'm learning, your body has to get adjusted to what you're getting ready to feel. So
Mm.
when somebody asks me, when somebody asks me, you heard, what do you do? Man, I just drink some water and I'll go work out. I'll go take a bath. I love anime. I'll go watch some of my anime. I love movies. I'll go watch a movie. I don't have any deep spooky stuff. Now, do I do my sound bowls? Do I do my meditations? Yeah. But sometimes it's just go and put on one of these anime cartoons and talk with my kids.
And that's keeping it simple
Simple.
is really is a lot of dignity and simplicity. And I really when you like I said, when you said that, it made it so simple to me. It
Mhm.
stood out.
Mhm.
I don't know if everybody else caught it, but to me, I took from that. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like just take it easy. And
That's
you ain't
it.
gotta go do something extravagant. Actually, the simple thing is what actually is probably the cure.
Yeah. That's
So
what comedy. So I'm
yeah.
gonna go tell some jokes.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Tell some, and I remember, Kevin Hart coming with Laugh at My Pain. I understand the reason for the title now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So which made him who he is
Who he is
today.
today. Yeah.
Um, yeah, man. I want to ask a couple more questions I got. If one, I like hearing life advice.
Okay.
If you were to give, you're an educator,
Mhm.
and from what I understand, you like to educate young folks
Mhm.
specifically. That's kind of like
Yep.
that's your bag right there,
Yep.
right?
Young adults, youth, our age.
Yes, absolutely. What's some life advice you would give? And you can look into this camera right here if you
This
would
one right
like.
here.
Yep,
Okay.
you can look right into that one. And what was some life advice that you would give
Okay.
anyone out there?
The best life advice is to go get some therapy. I'ma always tell black people to go get some therapy, man. Go get some help. Talk about your issues, your problems, so you don't have to do so much work at 32. So you don't have to suffer so much at 32. Another life advice, man, is your purpose. Whatever you do, and you can do it for free, and also you can do it like when you think about it. Like when I think about being an educator and being in education form and teaching in classrooms and lectures and comedy, I get excited, making me want to cry, right? That's what you're supposed to be doing for the rest of your life. Whatever that gets you to the point of tears, that's what you're supposed to do for the rest of your life. The thing is that you need to make that and make money from it.
Hmm.
You got to put the two together. Figure it out. Some way, somehow, this has to get me access to financial freedom, because that's without financial freedom, you can't really live. Second thing, establish your credit. Keep your credit tight. Saving and things like that. Take a financial literacy class. I'm taking one right now and it's blowing my mind. Now, me personally, I'm learning some of the information, but I still would hire my homie, man, because it's a total different language, bro. Like, I don't know, just figure it out, right? But take care of that, and be kind to yourself on your process and your journey. And that's one thing I had to learn is I've been through so much, and me and Keith only got to some of it, man. But I've been through so much. For I'm 32, so I was ages 14, 15, that I never really learned how to forgive myself. Like, what are we talking about, the baby mama drama and being young? I'm just now forgiving myself for those things.
Mm-hmm.
At 32, I'm constantly forgiving myself. I'm having some issues with my teenage son right now, and I'm forgiving myself for not doing better 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 5 minutes ago. So I would say, man, if anybody on their journey, be patient with yourself, get a relationship with God. And you know what I should say, especially the black man, if you feel like you so bored, don't got nothing to do, go volunteer your time. Go give your time to the Boys and Girls Club or the after school program. The reason why I go to church, people are, oh, Keela, you go to church and all that. You love, yeah, I praise God. I do what I got to do. But the main reason why I go to church, because I got about 20 to 30, sometimes 40 kids every Sunday who come get a meal, who come get to express themselves. They get to learn about whether it's God or just principles about being a human being. And most of these kids' dads is not in their lives. Some of these kids are in foster care systems. I got a kid right now whose mother is full blown schizophrenic, and she knows it. She knows that her mother will never be able to take care of her for the rest of her life. So what are we really doing? If you're not doing it for the community, culture, and the children, you ain't doing nothing. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You can have all the money in the world, you can have all of that. That stuff don't mean nothing. You got to do this for the people, for the heart, for the community, for the children. We have gone too far to do it for ourselves. All social media is telling you to do is for self. I go to church on Sundays, sometimes when I didn't work 16 hours, sometimes when I didn't went out the night before, all just to get some hugs from some kids who probably I'm the only father figure that they gonna see for the whole week. So the best advice, man, is get you some help in your mental health, get you some financial literacy so you can know how to handle your money, and give your time to the people that matters, man. Give your time, donate your time. Your time is your most valuable. I think I heard Keith say it on one of his excerpts. Time is the most valuable resource that you got. It's the only thing that you cannot get more of. You cannot create more time. Only thing money do is allow you to adapt to time, but you were never in control of it. Money creates the freedom to adapt to it, but you are never in control of it. Get your money right so you can enjoy your time. And really, I don't want to just be alive. I want to live. You get what I'm saying? Like we've seen people just be alive with millions and they have nothing. They get addicted to drugs and family things like that. So that's how you know money is the love of money is nothing. You got to do it for something bigger than yourself. And at 32 years old, I have finally found out what I want to do for the rest of my life. And that is to encourage people, that is to teach people, and that is to make people laugh. And if I gotta scrub toilets so my children can see that at 32, you even can still chase your dreams, but even now, God can give you a purpose on earth. You are not here by mistake. You are here because you are supposed to be here in the time that God allowed you to be here. So what we really talking? So yeah, I'm gonna go to Houston to see my black folks. Yeah, I'm gonna travel. Yeah, I'm gonna do all these things because if I can just get your attention for a moment, just to encourage you and say, I'm glad you're here today. It is so good to see you. How can I help you? How can we create this village? Everybody want to be Wakanda, but don't nobody want to be the village. Everybody rushing to be the kingdom. But everybody rushing to be the kingdom, but nobody want to be the village. If you get a strong village, the kingdom is going to come. Because in actuality, without the village, you don't have a kingdom.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Well, there you have it, ladies
Yes,
and
sir.
gentlemen, man. Definitely appreciate that.
Man, I appreciate you, Keith. Do I get
Man.
my tags out? Now,
Yeah, you
y'all
got
forgive
to.
me, man. I got some jokes right now. I'm trying to figure out this social media branding marketing thing. So I still go by 2 different Instagrams. I'm trying to figure out if I shut down one and get maybe we could talk about that afterwards,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
yeah.
really don't. I be lost when it
I
comes to social
understand.
media.
But that's probably a good thing though.
Yeah. I just want to tell jokes. Yeah, I'm
Yep.
gonna tell you, I want to talk smack. I want to have good intellectual, historical conversations, and I want to tell jokes.
Well, yeah, man. Drop your tags, tell people
Yeah,
where they
so
can find
you
you.
guys, my personal man, which might be my new branding, you can follow me at Kelo, Kel. That's 3 O's, 130 underscore. I'm gonna do it again. Kelo, Kelo. That's three O's after Kelo. 130 underscore. And then another one is I am Akela O. So at I am Akela O. Follow both of them. I don't know which one is going to be the new one. I don't know how I'm going to do that. That's another thing. But, man, y'all follow me, man. I'm going to try to get into posting more. Y'all keep up for my next comedy events, my next workshops as far as leadership and parenting and encouragement and things like that, man. If you guys need any me, man, if anybody just need prayer, if you want to just vent and just get it off, man, I'm open. I'm here. Shout out to Good News Radio and Podcast, man. Shout out to, can you do the little clap cheer thing? Can you do
Yeah,
that?
man. I
Press the
got
button
something
right
for
there.
you, man.
All right. Woo!
Right on, man.
Hey, if you
Appreciate
have not got with the Good News Radio and Podcast, this is the place to be. This is a Black-owned radio and podcast station. And if you ain't supporting your own people, I don't know what to tell you. So come down here, learn, get some podcasts, bring your kids, get a radio, whatever you got to do, man. This is the man to do. He came in here and showed me so much hospitality. They got like a little fingerprint thing at the door. I said, oh, we real official now, man.
Hey, man.
He offered me water, not just any water, like Fiji Voss water, y'all.
Ah,
So he
man,
got a
there
little
you
money
go.
on him, y'all. Like, I'm trying to tell you, man, niggas came up on the PPO.
I just put the label around it, man.
Oh, it's the label. That's what he's saying for taxes purposes. You know, that's he did it. So we y'all
Thank
thought,
you.
oh, nobody did nothing for their PP. Yeah, it's looking
Thank you,
looking
man.
real good over here, man.
Nah, man, appreciate you, man. Appreciate your time, man. Thanks for speaking some life, man. Sharing your
sir.
story, man. And
Yeah.
for all those listening out there, like I say, if you didn't know, now you know. You've been just introduced to Akela. Oh,
Love you guys.